Hey everybody, it's Chica. Today we're going to make this really cool horse head wreath. Jo loves horses and she loves Christmas, so this horse head wreath is going to be perfect for over her fireplace. This is actually really easy to make, easier than you think, because I've got a pattern that's going to help you with the shape. So let's get to it and make this wreath. Okay, to make this really easy for you guys to recreate, I have actually created this template here that is 9 pages. And you can see when I lay this out, you put these 9 pages together and it makes the entire template. Because obviously your printer cannot print the full 28-inch height thing. So you see this here? There's our horse shape. So to put this together, each of these pieces has a border here that you cut it on. And there are letters that match up exactly where this will go with the piece next to it. So you can see these 2 pieces both have an F right there. So after you cut it out, those 2 F's will go together. And it makes it really easy to put the whole thing together. You can see we just line this up right here over J to J so we know we have the right page. And when you line it up exactly so that these lines match, a little bit of tape on here to hold it. I definitely recommend only tape inside the design. Don't bother to tape up here because we're going to cut all that off later. So just put your tape inside where the design is. Over to this page here. You'll notice too that I cut this one along the line, but I left this one whole. And the reason that I did that is because if I were to try to put these together like that, the taping is a little more tricky. But this lets me kind of overlap it so that I have that little piece under there. It's just a little bit easier. For me anyway, a little bit easier to line up the tape. Let's put this middle one on. I'm matching up the H to H, lining these up. This is also a very forgiving pattern. You don't actually have to have it exactly perfect. I mean, think about it. This is going to be completely covered with greenery, and you're going to be cutting it with a jigsaw too. And unless you're just the most expert jigsawer ever in the world, you're probably not going to get it an exact perfect cut. So you don't have to worry too much. All right, there we have our horse shape. So now all we need to do is cut this out. Okay, we have the template completely cut out now. Now this is facing this way because that happens to be the way that I'm going to do the wreath. You could easily flip it over and do it this way if you want, either way that you want. But now we have our perfect horse. By the way, this template is available on our blog post, so definitely check out the link below to get the link to where you can get this template to download. Okay, now that we have our horse cut out, we're going to apply it to a piece of wood. I just got some scrap wood here. You can use whatever you've got on hand. Something not too heavy though, because you do want to hang it. I'm just going to line this up, and I'm going to put it down here right on the edge. This is going to save me having to cut that part, right? Why cut it if you could already have this straight edge? I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take a marker, and I'm just going to trace this. You could definitely use a pencil if you want, but I'm going to use a marker because that way you'll be able to see it much better on this video. And I'll be able to see it better when I'm cutting. Okay, all done, and voila, there's our horse shape, ready to cut out with my jigsaw. Okay, while I cut this out, go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you're not already. All right, there we go. We have our finished cut horse shape ready to go, so let's get decorating. Jessie, no, if you're going to be a shop dog, don't eat the sawdust. Jessie, you need to learn. Don't do that. Yes, I'm cleaning it up so you don't eat all of the dust. There we go. Jessie. Okay, the horse is cut and it's just wood, and we're going to be covering it all with greenery, but there might be holes that show through in the greenery. So I'm going to give this a coat of green paint just to have a nice base coat. So it's time to hit my paint shelf and select just the right green paint. That ought to do it. I'm going to tell you guys, it is too cold to be doing this, but this is what I do for you. So this is all painted now. I just gave it a quick base coat. I didn't worry too much about making it like solid or even because it doesn't matter. This is just for behind after we put the greenery on. And I went to my go-to 2X Ultra Cover from Rust-Oleum. Yep, there we go. Now we have it coated. So we're going to get some greenery and just cover our horse. Now we're going to cover it with greenery. So I've got this really inexpensive, cheap greenery. You want something that's pretty small and flat, not big and bushy, because it's going to be too much to cover the body of the horse. I got it super cheap. Actually, it's not good for anything else other than this. It's pretty sad looking unless you like maybe double it up, but it'll be perfect for this. To cover this with greenery, again, we've got this really inexpensive garland. There's the end of it. And I'm just going to attach it here onto the horse like this. And I'm just going to go back and forth. And I'm going to attach it with my staple gun. I've got some staples here that'll be just the right length to go through this and into the wood, but not past it. You may need to adjust that based on how thick your wood is. So let's just get this attached. I'm like this short on the greenery. I don't want to take it all apart again, but I think it's going to be okay. Let me explain why. Here is our entire horse head, right? He's going to have a mane, which we're going to add here in a second. And I am 99% confident I can cover this with the pieces of the mane and you will never see it. So I'm good. I'm going to leave it. Let's see if that's going to work. You're probably wondering how long that greenery was, and I wish I had measured it. I did not, but I did have 2 pieces of it. If they're the same size, then this will tell us how big it is. So let's, old trick people used to do. That's a yard, right? So if this is 3 feet, 1, 2. Okay, so I believe this is approximately 25 feet, give or take. Keep that in mind when you buy your garland. It might take about 25 feet. It might take more or less depending on how thick your garland is too, but at least that's a baseline for you to start with. Okay, so here is what we have for the mane. We've got these pieces of pine. It's kind of got this nice long needle that looks like hair, right? These came off of some floral picks, I think. It was something that we had. This is what's going to go here along the mane, along the side, to create this nice hairy edge up the side here to give him a nice mane. So these are kind of pokey. I feel like I can probably just shove them in there. I might have to hot glue them. We're going to try. All right, I'm going to bring you guys in closer on this one because we're going to cover this spot up. It's working. It's doing great down the side here. And we're going to cover this up with this. Get this spot exactly covered. I've switched to some longer staples. And you know what? This is working great. Yeah. Now, the horse is supposed to have his forelock here coming down in the front too, right? So let's tuck that under there. There we go. I still got plenty left, so let's make this nice and full here. At this point, we are looking pretty good, but I'm going to go through with the staple gun and make sure I've got every little bit, every little gap. Look, isn't it adorable? Okay, we've got the nice mane going here with this long needle pine. Got all my holes filled nice and fluffed. So now we're just going to add the final decoration, which is going to be a bridle. All right, I've got this really pretty red ribbon here, and we're going to stretch it probably like that. I have that piece glued on, and then now I'm gluing this other piece. I've glued it to here, and we're going to go out to about here. And I went ahead and put a little jingle bell there. So cute, right? And the final piece is going to be that going there. And I put another little jingle bell there with some hot glue. Oh, it's so cute. Check it out. It's done. Isn't this adorable? Look at this. Perfect. The bridle just totally makes it, right? And here we go. It's about 28 inches tall is pretty much what the template does. Scale it down if that's a little too big for you. This will look really great above a fireplace, on the front door, whatever. Put whatever hooks on the back you need, or just lean it up on your mantle. It'll work there too. This has been a really fun project. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and stay tuned and definitely give us a subscribe because we have got a lot of really cool projects coming and I wouldn't want you to miss a single one. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and go out there and make yourself a horse head wreath.